Hello again, everyone. So I'm here to take you through the process of registration. You guys already all made your requests. If you didn't, we made them for you. And so now you get to kind of make some adjustments to your schedule and try to get some classes maybe that you want. So I'm just going to take you through that process. So first, some basic information that you need to know is first how to log in. So this is where you go to the Madison School District homepage, click on PowerSchool Links, sign in with Microsoft, enter your email and password, select Quick Links, Portal Login, and then Class Choice. Now, if that's all seems like too much to remember, all you have to really remember is to go to the Madison School District homepage, go to Our Schools, Madison Junior High Counseling Registration, and all of this information I'm giving you can be found on that website, including this video. Okay, so next important information is how to actually make changes in your schedule. Now, some of you have been doing this for a couple years, and so this is probably pretty easy. Some of you may be a little more new to it. So let me take you through this slides, and then I'll show you what it looks like live. So to make a simple class change, you click Edit here on the left of whatever period you want to change. That's going to bring up all 3 trimesters for that period. And then there's a drop-down menu that you can pick the class you want and then submit it. Okay, so that's kind of the easiest type of change. Now, before you drop a class or change a class, you want to make sure that the class is available for you. So you can do that by just hovering on any of these class names, and this little box will pop up showing you which classes are available and which classes are not. Okay, so the ones in red are not available. Next, to change a core class, you have to drop the class first. And so before you can add the new class. So to drop a class, you pick no class selected. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So let me show you on the live site. So I have this fake student here named Katie Perry, and she has her schedule all set up, but she wants to make some changes. Okay, so if she maybe wants to try to change her 4th period elective in 1st trimester, then she's going to click Edit. And then here's the drop down, and so she's going to look at what's available. Now, if it looks like there's not very many available, one thing you can do is hover on the unavailable classes and see why these classes aren't available to you. Okay, so some of them it's because they're full, some of it's because maybe you just have it scheduled somewhere else and that's a class that you could move, so that will kind of help you out. Okay, but you can click on any of those to see what's available. Okay, so then for changing a core class, so maybe in her 5th period, she wants to try to change her English teacher in 1st trimester. So she's going to click Edit, and then you're going to put no class selected and hit Save. Okay, so then you go back in, and you can see there's all of the options for the English teacher. So maybe she's going to try the new teacher and hit Save, and that will save that. Okay, but before you do any of these kind of changes, you want to see if what you're looking for is available. So you just hover on any of these classes, and that'll show you where the classes are full, which is in red, and where the classes are open, which are in the black. Okay, and which period they are and which trimester. So you can do that for any class. You can also do it for any class that's over here on your requests. Okay, it's going to show you what's available and what's not available to you. Okay, now we do have some new classes that are going to be available this year. So in the English department, there's the rundown classes for 8th and 9th graders. And so those are the classes that will be doing our video announcements and our online newspaper as part of your English class. There's also Intro to Ag Education and Intro to Personal Skills. Those are both FFA classes that you can take and getting a lot of great skills in there. And then there's also the Peer Helpers class, which is where you're helping in one of our rooms where we have students with special needs, and you'll be helping some of those students. So if you're interested in any of those classes, you can either put those in your schedule, or in the case of Peer Helpers, you can talk to Mrs. Zahner. Okay, the goal is always to have a full schedule. If you don't have a full schedule, we're going to put one in for you, so don't leave blank spots in your schedule. Okay, the deadline for making all of these changes is May 15th. Okay, and so that is the day that Class Choice will close. Now you will have some chances to make some changes later, like in the next school year before each trimester, but that will be when it closes for this year, and then you won't be able to do any other changes until August. Okay, so this is for you 8th graders. A couple of important things for you. Your required classes, you have to have English all 3 trimesters and math all 3 trimesters, 2 trimesters of history, 2 trimesters of science. Okay, and then you have PE and you have careers. So those are all your required classes. And you get 1 elective each trimester. Okay, a couple of things people always have questions about. PE versus athletic conditioning, both count as your required PE. You can also take 1 more as an elective. That's a total of 2. Okay, you cannot have 3 or 4 or 10 PEs. So you can only have 2. So you can have PE plus PE or PE plus athletic conditioning or athletic conditioning plus athletic conditioning. And that is it. So even if the program allows you to put an extra PE in there, if we find it, we will change it and you will not have a choice on what class you get put into. So make sure that you don't take more than 2 PE classes. For the enriched class, the enriched history class, that's going to be a class that's a little more work. So you have to do an extra project that you will use to compete in the National History Day competition. So that's going to be a little extra time for you to put in for that particular class. And so you just need to kind of plan on that if that's a class you're going to take. But then you will take also with that, you will take a regular history. So either History 8-1 or History 8-2. And then your enriched history will be your second history class. A little confusion we've had with the Intro to Ag Industry is that 1st and 3rd trimester, it is taught at Madison High School. Okay, so then an important date for you guys is Saturday, April 17th at 6:00 a.m. That is when your registration will open. Okay, you can check out your schedules on the 16th for a little sneak peek, and then you can actually make the changes on the 17th. Okay, now it'll be open for you until May 15th. It will close for a couple days on the 23rd and 24th when we open it for the 7th graders, and then it will open back up after that. Okay, so you just have a little pause in your scheduling during those 2 days, but the rest, then it will be open again until the 15th that you can make those changes. And then it will close, like I said, until August. All right, 9th graders, this part is for you. First, your required classes, you do have math all 3 trimesters. You only have English for 2 trimesters, and then world history for 2 trimesters, science for 2 trimesters, and then you actually have space for 6 electives, so 2 each trimester. Okay, so you're going to pick a few more electives as a 9th grader. Now, a couple of other important points for you. World history is a requirement, but you can substitute Spanish or French for that requirement. So you can take Spanish or French instead of world history, and that will count as the same graduation credits. Now, there is also an enriched world history. The enriched world history is for 9th grade is 2 trimesters, and you need to take both trimesters. You're also going to participate in the National History Day. You have to create a project for that, and that's part of the class. And so that's one reason why you need to take it for both trimesters with the way it's set up. Okay, so you'll compete either individually or as a group. Now, if you're looking at getting an associate degree by the time you graduate from high school, that's something that you're totally able to do. A couple of things you need to be aware of for your 9th grade year is that you do need to have a foreign language, so either Spanish or French, and you need to be done with geometry by the time you start your sophomore year. Okay, and so if you're looking at doing the associate degree and you're having trouble figuring out how you can meet those 2 requirements, just come and talk to me. Important point here with this slide is that these classes are all taught at Madison High School. So you have to go to the high school, and then we will either bus you to the high school if it's at the end of the day, or we will bring you back to the junior high if it's at the beginning of the day. So we'll help with that transportation for most of these classes. 0 hour, we don't bus you for 0 hour seminary. So that's something you'll have to figure out on your own. But marching band, ag industry, web design, intro to debate, intro to speech, and French are all taught over at the high school. Okay, now there's also some of the competitive sports classes that are also taught at the high school. These are classes where you're actually participating on the team for the high school. And so other than track, you cannot sign up for any of these classes right now. So you have to, I mean, if you're interested in participating, that means you're going to have to go through a tryout, and we're going to have an approval from a coach to put you in that class. So what you can do now is try as best you can to get an elective in the period, in the fifth period. These are all fifth period classes, okay, in the trimester that you are going to be participating in that sport. So if you know you're going to be trying out for the varsity baseball team, then third try, fifth period, you need to try to get an elective in there. So then if you do make the team, then it'll be easy to drop that and you won't have to make major changes to your schedule. Okay, and if you don't make the team, then there'll be a class there that you can take. Now, a lot of you want to be teacher aides, which is awesome. The teachers, I'm sure, love it. And so this is the steps that you need to do to be a teacher aide. So first you have to talk to the teacher that you want to be the aide for. They have to approve you. They have to put your name on a list. And then you'll just need to find out which period you can be a TA for them, and then arrange your schedule with either a blank spot in that period or an elective. And then you just come and let me know that you have it arranged, and I can put that TA class in for you. Okay, and so for you ninth graders, your registration is going to open Saturday, April 10th. So that is super soon. And yours will also open at 6 o'clock a.m. You can actually sneak peek and see your schedules on April 9th. And so if you want to see what it looks like before it opens for changes, you can go ahead and take a look at it. But other than that, it opens on the 10th for you, and then it'll be open for until May 15th, except for each week that we open it for another grade. So on the 17th and then on the 24th, it will close temporarily while we open it for the other grades, and then it'll open back up. That is all registration in a nutshell. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to come down to the counseling office and talk to myself or to Mr. Allison. We're happy to help you with whatever we can. And you can also send us an email. Our emails are in the registration program. So good luck and happy scheduling.